Hey YouTube, Aiden/Just Me, back today again, wearing the same clothes with another video. This time, a fond farewell to my Edwards. Some of you guys are going, wait, have you only had this for like a month or something? You would be correct. I've just hopefully sealed the deal on trading this for another instrument. We'll see if that instrument is soon. So let's talk about my experience with this. I've played it a bunch recently. I haven't really told you guys. I had that silly little trial by fire video where I was just like, it's good. And that was correct. And let's just go into a little more detail since I didn't go into a lot in that video. This is an Edwards from a few years ago. I've got the light brass slide, has no oversleeves. Bass crook, so it's got the 562 crook at the bottom. I've got the Edwards axial, some kind of tuning slide. I think it's the dual radius. I have no idea how to tell those apart. And the 320 CF bell, which is a two-piece rose brass or gold brass bell. And altogether, it's kind of an Alessi trombone. Everything up until the bell is kind of how Alessi would go. Maybe the tuning slide would be gold. And then the bell is kind of a con-style bell. So it kind of plays like an Alessi instrument would, but sounds more like an 88H version of an Edwards. Of course, it doesn't sound exactly like an 88H, but that's kind of the soundscape that it's going towards, rather than the Bach side like Alessi does. And overall, I've been really happy with this. I've switched lead pipes. I started with the Alessi silver lead pipe. I went to the number 2 lead pipe, just the middle of the road one. I was very happy with that, with my New York 1.25. And I used it up until like 3 days ago. And then I've been playing a 1.5, which is a little deeper. It's actually more what Alessi would play. And so I put in the Alessi lead pipe again, and it actually plays really well. I took it out because the Alessi lead pipe made the low range just a little weird, a little squirrely, a little kind of stuffy, not great. With the shallower mouthpiece, it just didn't play very well. But with the larger mouthpiece, it gives it a little more focus, actually makes that range just a little bit easier to play, while still making the high range just stupidly easy. Just so easy to play up there, even with a big old mouthpiece like the Greg Black 1.5. Just kind of no problems up there. Every partial has a great slot. I can play D flats just so easily. So with a larger mouthpiece, the Alessi lead pipe works. I would say, unless you play a mouthpiece like Joe does, the Joseph Alessi equipment is probably not going to work 100% for you. And I've noticed this with the new instrument he plays, the T-350, which has a rotor, but is kind of similar to this in a lot of ways, obviously with the yellow bell. If you play with a smaller mouthpiece, kind of a normal tenor trombone mouthpiece, like a 5G, 4G, something like that, the horn plays a lot smaller than it actually is. Kind of feels stuffy, feels bright. When you start opening up, getting larger mouthpieces like he actually plays on it, it starts to kind of settle in. It gets better slots. You have more color available to you. It opens up. The low range just like comes into being. The high range feels great. So I would say, unless you play a larger mouthpiece or you want to play a larger mouthpiece like Joseph Alessi does, the T-396, the older T-350s with his setup are probably not going to work for you like they do for him. And that's just a general note. If I were not playing a big old mouthpiece like this 1.5, I would not be using the silver lead pipe like I am, because it just would not play nearly as well. And with the 2 lead pipe, this horn still plays great. The high range is still great, the low range is still great. There's just a little bit of magic with that silver lead pipe with a larger mouthpiece that I really like. The sound's just a little bit lighter than I like. I lose some of that Bach wideness, kind of almost bass tromboniness that you get with a good 42. And I do miss that. It still sounds good out in front of the bell, but I like to have that sound coming off the sides. Jean-Luc wants to be in the video, so he's going to be in the video. And the valve plays great. Everything about this is great. It's in really good shape. I had an offer on it for an instrument that I would really like to play a lot, and you know, why not go for it? So all in all, this has been a great instrument. If you can find a good T-350 for a good price, it's kind of hard to go wrong unless it's a bad setup, and I haven't really seen a lot of like bad Edwards setups. They're good instruments. They're well built. They do have problems with the valve cores after a while, I think, and of course, if an instrument's beat up, it's beat up. It's going to be bad. But the Edwards T-350 gets a thumbs up from me, and I hope the new owner is very happy with it. Hey, kitty. I'll see you guys next time.